T-minus 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
And here we are again. Same time, same channel, but different day. Terry just wasn't ready to what happened.
What's that?
Hey, Steve, I got a question. Who's that guy right below you?
This guy here.
Yeah, who is that?
Oh yeah, this is new. This is AI. This is we give Kev give up on his computers. We got AI Kevin.
Can I just say something? Just say something.
Yes.
Egg and bacon, food.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah.
Dave Cullen said you must mention food in the first 30 seconds. So, egg, bacon, sausage, hash, and then Marcus got.
Well done,
what have we got,
Marcus.
Marcus? What
Bing, bing.
Right, that's it. No more food whilst I eat my sweet.
So that's it. So we've done it. We've done the food, right, Dave? So you're happy now?
He's not there.
So who's been flying today?
Yes. So Colin and Justin, if you're watching, I don't know if you're in the chat somewhere, but what a great day out. And the weather was.
Crashing.
Yeah, you had a t-shirt on.
Well, I had a t-shirt on, yeah, and Justin had shorts on. You can actually see in the pictures, but Justin said he wears shorts all year round. So.
Probably a postman.
yeah, postman. Postman Justin. Right, let's have a quick look in the chat. Who's in the chat? Anyone in the chat? No, that's right. That's quick. Right, Chuck was first in the chat. How are you, Chuck? And
Bud, he was in first.
And Patrick,
James,
and Suzanne,
Mark,
Keith,
Laurie,
Steve Sutton,
Lauren.
I've got no chance reading this. Lauren's there. Oh, no, Laurie's there. Yes.
Caroline, Michael Ancliffe, Chris from Hillside Drones.
Steve, I'll take your cue, Steve.
Helen.
Oh, Highland.
And
Wales.
Caroline's in the chat.
Sweet Caroline.
Did.
I can't. We teeth are stuck together.
Caroline must be getting a bit fed up with that. Oh, drone on aerial media. Evening all.
Yay.
And anyone else? Do we miss anyone? Have we got everyone or not?
Beyond Drone Scotland.
Oh, Terry Hall's in the chat. Oh, Terry. Oh, Justin's in the chat. There he is. He's right there. Look. Say hello, Patrick. Stevie Knowles. Yes.
Yay.
Anyone else?
The gang's all here.
They're all here.
Did you mention him?
Yep. Oh, Elaine. Oh, freedom from above.
Right.
Who's freedom from above?
Days Rock.
Perhaps it's George. We did say to George, we met George today, he was flying, and we said, George, pop in right on the show. So if that is you, George, I don't know your name, but freedom from above, it could be. I don't know. But what I will say is I've never seen an Avata flown the way it was flown today in manual mode, and it was absolutely spectacular.
Excellent.
I thought so.
Have you got it on camera?
I thought never in a million years am I going to do that.
So does that mean you've changed your mind about selling yours then, Steve?
No, I just retired it.
I'll stop you right there, because I'm telling you, I just watched Jackie and Harvey's last video where they're flying around that mine and going in little windows like that, and then diving straight down some of those.
Yeah, Terry was there with his Avata. Sean had his as well. It's good.
Well,
No
you
fear.
guys, I'm just saying, you guys rock. That's what I'm saying.
I think more to see. I'll just stick to tortoises, turtles.
Yeah, but I mean, Jesus, your avatar, Steve, was the ultimate crash test dummy.
Jack,
Stevie Knowles rescued that. Come on.
what I might do is actually
What's
see how
your
many times I
mark?
crash it before it gives in.
Yeah, but you can't retire it. Stevie Knowles rescued that, and you're going to retire it? No, it's not allowed.
I keep.
Can you see how dusty that is?
Yeah, that needs a fly.
Avada too. That's been
Oh,
maybe October last year is when I last.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Goodness me. I'll give you my address.
Yeah, no, I'm doing that. I've already got my address.
I got Terry's address too for that.
And Sims, I've never seen I've never seen Marcus with his real. I've scrolled down there. I can read it.
Yeah, with his
I've never
real
seen
name.
Marcus with his real name before.
Oh, yes, behaving
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anyway,
I thought seriously. I almost put Mark Degg on there, and I thought,
we're talking about our guest. Let's bring our guest on.
Yeah.
Let's find him.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, yeah. Spoiler alert. Mark Degg, who's Mark? I don't know who you're talking about.
Let's welcome this week's Drone Seekers live show special guest.
And there he is. Where is he? He's got his-
you got the bucket hat on. Yeah,
Love the hat, Mark.
Well, someone just in the chat just said to me, "Did you crash today, Steve?" Yes, I did crash today.
Oh, brilliant. Did you get it on camera?
You did.
No, well, you see, I thought when they said fly through the arches, I thought they meant the narrow ones that hold the viaduct up. So they put the Avata through there. So basically, all three of us crashed. Two of ours crashed, and then I thought it'd be a lot simpler with a
Well,
Mini
you
3.
know, they say if you're not crashing, you're not flying.
I actually went through the first arch. The sensors were going mad because he didn't like going through such a narrow gap. And as I got through the other side, the wind caught it, it went bang. I thought, well, I need new props now. And the irony is, it took the ends off the props, off two of them, and I still flew it afterwards. It still flew.
This was your Mini, was it?
Mini 3, yeah.
Oh,
Mini 3 Pro. But it's all right. It's just a little black mark and what's that there? A bit dirt, yeah. But it's true what I say. If you're not crashing, you're not flying.
I disagree.
Caroline says, I had 2 crashes today, no damage.
nice one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah. He says, I know I was there.
Listen. FPV is a whole different animal, and not even so much the Avata, but the ones that do the build your own FPV. I get it. If you're not crashing, you're not flying. Carolyn would tell us that, but as far as with camera drones, you don't need to crash.
Well,
No,
it rather depends what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do something that probably is almost impossible.
You're using the wrong drone, aren't you? You should be using the Avata or something else.
If I had the Avata, I would have definitely crashed that. Because I would have gone through them arches like a bit like Justin did. Justin went through them and he done well. Justin got right there, and I think he just overstepped the mark a little bit, and then had to go look for his drone.
Hey, let me be clear, Steve. I wasn't being critical of what you were doing at all. I
know what you mean.
for trying to get through a narrow gap.
But at the end of the day, realistically, it's a wrong drone for the job. That you can't do it, you know. He said no crashes either because I didn't fly.
That's cheating.
Yeah, that's just not doing it right, is it?
Anyway, where was it? Mark, welcome back to what's left of the
Nice to be back. Nice to be back.
Man. We've spoken about food. Would you like to add anything about food before we start? Or?
Yeah, Dave's not there though, is he?
Not a minute. We'll get on catch up, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was desperate for the food, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, Dave was.
Yeah.
But there we are. Never mind. Anyway. So what have you been up to, Justin? What's Mark? Yeah. I really need some sleep. I'm telling you.
That time change really got to you, didn't it?
I caught the sun a bit today as well. Actually, I was driving home. I thought, I caught the sun. I thought, I'm in England. How can I catch the sun? What's going on? But has it been a nice day where you are today, Mark? Is it?
Absolutely stunning. And yesterday was nice as well. I was out yesterday, captured a steam train going through on line speed, which is a bit better than when they go through on a preservation line. This was on a main line, so that was nice. That'll be out in a little while. And went and did a couple of nice churches. A really strange church though. There's a church in Shropshire that's got a tower but no church. Apparently the tower was falling down like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So the church got knocked down, and then they brought the tower back up, and the tower's still there and preserved. And just different.
Are they going to rebuild the church?
No, it's long gone.
They just
But
wanted to
that
save the
video's
tower.
out there. Yeah.
In fact, I've never really thought about churches as a subject to film, but realistically, they're really a bit as art, a bit of an artwork. The same
And there's
as other
plenty
buildings,
of
aren't
them,
there?
isn't there?
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
let's face it. I mean, I think it was Stephen Timewell. Actually, we were talking about Stephen Timewell today because Stephen Timewell was out. I think he was doing a lot of filming a lot of churches and whatever. But apparently he's moved. Apparently he's not up in where was it?
In Lincolnshire, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's moved down to Devon or something. So I've been told today. So I thought,
So one of my
You have
favorite
to be
authors.
careful doing too many churches because they tend to get a bit samey if you're doing them all the time. So
Yeah.
I try to do a church and then spread it out and come
mix
back
it
and
up a
do
little
another
bit.
one.
Yeah.
Although I did do a church last weekend because I did a really nice study of a town in the Peak District. So I flew down the town and did the church as a separate study. So that was a nice day out as well.
Where are you based, Mark? Where exactly are you?
Staffordshire.
Oh, Staffordshire. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Marcus's turn. Marcus, go.
Okay. So I'm going to get this out really quick. If you ever read my favorite British author, Ken Follett, you'll learn everything about how they built British churches back in the old days. Okay, that's it.
All right.
More than I know.
Oh, yeah, that's where Stephen Tolman is, Dorset. Thank you, Colin. Yeah, it just reminded me.
Dorset.
Yeah, Dorset. Yeah, because obviously he was a councillor, wasn't he, up in where he was living? But yeah,
It's fascinating how they did it. They didn't have blueprints, right? So they literally drew in the dirt what they wanted to. They had a room with dirt. They would draw what they wanted. Anyway.
it is surprising. Being aerial visuals, welcome. Yeah, it is weird how, when you think about these buildings, nowadays, I mean, it's all done with, they can actually see what it looks like before they've even sort of laid one brick. But in them days, it was a case of like, right, so where should we start then? Where should, when you think about it, and it took years to build these things.
And it was fantastic, very difficult, ornate architecture. And they did it all out of their heads and in drawings in the dirt. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing to Mark and anyone else who filmed churches and whatever, really, it's sort of preserving and sharing with others, all over the world now, isn't it?
William the Conqueror built Tower of London.
Who's that?
William the Conqueror.
Did he?
Yep.
All on his own?
1067.
Probably all on his own.
Took him 100 years.
Yeah.
Did they import some Swiss guy to build that clock?
No building
Tower
code.
of London, not Westminster Tower.
You talk about Tower Bridge, that bridge.
No, I was talking about the Tower of London.
Oh, the Tower of London.
That's just like
Yeah.
What is a dungeon?
yeah,
Traitor's Gate.
building.
People who be headed, all their heads will stick on these little spikes. Oh,
That was on London Bridge.
that must have hurt putting your head on there. Not saying the guillotine didn't, would it chop your head off?
Yeah.
Or sorry, guillotine. It probably wasn't the guillotine, it probably just an axe. Right, video time.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
watch this video.
Let's watch video, right. So, first one is, I can't even read it. My writing's too small on it. Oh, Iron Bridge Revisited.
Iron Bridge.
I thought it was Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. Chocolate box. You have to explain that to me in a minute, Mark. But we show the video first. You explain what Chocolate Box Town is, because I've got all sorts of visions.
Oh, that was so good.
Every time I see that, those ducks still make me laugh.
I love them.
So chocolate box.
Yes.
In years gone by, chocolate manufacturers used to put pictures of pretty places on the front of the boxes.
Oh, they
And
did, yes.
I
yeah.
just thought that was sort of like a chocolate box town rather than a village.
Yeah.
But I noticed a couple of people were mentioning the bridge in there. I tried not to focus so much on the bridge because everybody does the bridge, although the bridge is focal. The place is called Iron Bridge. And the reason it's called Iron Bridge, that's the first ever iron bridge that was built in that method. It's really famous. You know, it's a cast wrought iron structure, and it's the first one ever. And that's why it's a pretty special place, really. But the water level there, I shot there a year ago, and it was 5 or 6 meters higher.
Wow.
All right.
So I have a dumb question. So I was looking at that town, and it's just like something out of a storybook or something to me, right?
Yeah.
Living in the U.S. So presumably, I know there's shops on the front there, but there's probably people living above them, and in some of those others. How do they get around? I presume an automobile. B, where do they put that automobile then? I mean, so you couldn't park anywhere close. So you
No,
pretty
all these villages were built before people had.
Yeah, well, I
They
understand.
had horse and carts and penny farthings.
Yeah.
There isn't much parking there,
No.
and parking's at a premium for visitors.
Yeah,
That's why I didn't go and fly it in December, because I was going to go there in December.
Hey, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Linda.
Tea time. Anybody want one?
Yes, please. Just one. Actually, can I have coffee? Oh, no, it's gone now.
So if you're living in one of those above one of those shops or something, and you go grocery shopping, you're hand carrying bags of groceries a long ways to get home, right?
They might have parking around the back, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why we have loads of servants.
Slaves.
Butler will bring it up.
Jane will bring it.
I mean, to me, let me tell you, you just don't see anything like that over here, and it's
pretty,
stunningly
isn't it?
beautiful.
I like that station building in it.
Oh
as well.
my goodness! Yeah.
I thought that you would remark, Marcus, on the way they're driving on the wrong side of the road.
You know what? I've worn that joke out, Terry. I've used that so many times. I can't. Yeah. Wore it out.
Oh, no, I liked it.
Bob said he'd have a 7-Eleven there and two gas
stations, maybe a Walmart.
So that's the thing. Bob is kind of right. So in the U.S., you can be in almost any part of the country, and every town looks the same, right? There's a little convenience store. There's a gas station. A grocery.
I think it just reflects on the difference in age of the structures, isn't it? Because a lot of these villages, although they're more modernised, but they're still old in their way, aren't they? And I think what's Mark showing in the video there, these houses have probably been there since I don't know when,
hundreds of years, right?
1700s, 1800s. I don't know. I mean, where I live in Suffolk, I mean, this place is steeped in history. There's buildings there, the Tudor buildings, and it's only when you actually walk down the street and look up at the top of these buildings you realise how old they are. And you think, wow,
Hey, Mark. So what I think you did, another thing that you did brilliant in that video is you never showed where you were flying the drone from, right? I mean, your perspective was always just on the scenery, not where you were. And so I'm curious, where did you find a place to park, and how did you manage that?
Oh, there's a big car park on the other side of the river. So parked over there and worked from the side of the river. I actually, apart from the little walking bit, I generally don't want to be in the video. I want it to be about the place, not about me. I use the Neo to capture a little bit where I think it might add a little bit of interest, but that's about it.
And it did. I just thought that was really brilliant the way you did that. So cool.
John Olsen said that he lives in Suffolk as well. I've never bumped into him, but I've got a funny feeling it might be different.
I think that might be the other.
It could be a different Suffolk, couldn't it? Yeah.
Alabama.
So I live in Meridian. How many Meridians are there in the UK? Right, there's got to be a ton of them.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
Meridian.
No, I don't know of another. So if anyone knows of another Meridian in any other country, please
I
tell.
assumed that was a name we stole from the UK, but what
No, I don't think Meridian is.
No.
We'll let you have that one, Mark. Have that one. As an original.
Well, Jackie says
like Saskatchewan that you nicked
Or
from the
perhaps it's an
UK.
American spelling for Manchester.
Manchester.
Mess that up.
Manchester.
Yeah.
What a crap accent. Right, okay. Let's move on to another video. This one is parkour bike track cinema style.
That was good.
One of these days, Mark, I'm going to put some subtitles on that last bit. Oi, get that drone over here.
In that outtake, you didn't have any sense.
Yeah. A bit that nobody
Avoided
normally
sense.
shares, so Mark's very sort of kindly put the outtakes in there. But it happens, doesn't it? You know, and Ivata, you know, I mean, it's a great. I mean, some of these sort of like the sort of going round and sort of when you sort of overtook the bike and sort of come back round and then the bike's there again, you know, clever footage there, I must admit.
It was good fun
Thank you.
filming that.
That was my son-in-law. So he didn't get too upset when I hit him a few times.
Well, I was going to say actually, Mark, I'll take you actually knew that person. They'd be joining the ducks, wouldn't they? Get that drone out of it. But no. But the thing is chasing things has always been. Have you ever sort of chased sort of any sort of other aircraft at all? In Mark?
No.
Have you tried chasing the sort of, I'm not being a real aircraft. I mean, UAV.
Was that with the motion controller?
Yeah. I'm not even contemplating getting an FPV controller. It's far beyond my skill level.
Oh, you and me both. But you did brilliant. But if you want to watch some cool, Jackie and Harvey are the masters of that motion control.
It seems strange actually, because I don't know if you remember when the Evolta first came out with actually before the Evolta, it was the DJI FPV drone, and people were saying about the motion control, like, oh no. Now it seems to be the in fashion, isn't it? I don't know if you've ever noticed that. But it's gone from one extreme to another, isn't it?
Intuitive, isn't it?
I thought it was quite clever. Yeah. I just, because obviously technically wherever you put that dot, that's where your drone's going, isn't it? You hope. There's a custom link comes in, there's different ideas. Yeah. Right, okay, well, time's getting on, so we're going to watch another video, if I can find one. Yeah, we can find this one. Okay, this is Longton at night. Okay, enjoy.
Nice.
That's my next question. I was going to ask you where Longton is, but you just said it's Stoke-on-Trent, or is it? How far is it from Stoke-on-Trent? I'll take you, it's not that far.
It's in Stoke-on-Trent. Stoke-on-Trent's made up of 6 towns, so you probably see I've got Longton video, Stoke video, Fenton video, Burslem video, and I've still got Hanley and Tunstall to do. So it's a strange city. It was made up of 6 towns and granted city status.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's called the Potteries. So if anybody's watching the Pottery Showdown, that's where it's made, in Longton.
Yeah.
And you'll see some videos that I've got, and I don't know whether Jack has chosen them, but there's Gladstone Pottery in my selection where Potteries Throwdown is made.
Yeah. So Stoke-on-Trent was more famous for, well, obviously lots of things, including Robbie Williams, of course, because he comes from Stoke-on-Trent. And whether he goes there now, I don't know. But he's got any relatives still in Stoke-on-Trent.
Slash is from Stoke-on-Trent.
Is he?
Is he? Cool.
Oh, yeah. You want to know who Slash is? He's one of the guitarists from a band called Guns N' Roses. Yeah. Right. Okay. So We can show another video because I'm like Mark's video. We could watch Mark's videos all day, and we will.
Thank you.
Deep in the misty heart of the valley, where the river carved an ancient path through the mossy rocks and shadows linger long past dusk, the trolls make their home. Their kind has dwelt there for centuries, hidden from the prying eyes of men, their presence marked only by the occasional broken tree or peculiar arrangement of boulders. The trolls are builders and keepers of secrets, crafting hidden bridges and labyrinthine caves within the valley's cliffs. Their work is unseen yet enduring, as sturdy and timeless as the valley itself. They live simply, feasting on roots and wild herbs, occasionally venturing into the deeper forests for game. Though reclusive, they are not without wisdom or kindness. Travellers lost in the valley sometimes wake to find themselves sheltered in warm caves, their wounds tended with trollish herbs. So lucky, the trolls defend their home with the strength of stone and the cunning of the earth. The valley remains a place of mystery, a sanctuary where time seems to stand still, and as long as the trolls watch over it, its magic will endure.
Oh, love that one.
Another round of applause.
Love that one.
Well filmed, well everything, just executed perfectly. It was just, it really had a real sort of mood to it, didn't it? It just,
music
excellent.
Perfect.
That one you need to watch it in 4K.
Yes.
When I played it back, it actually looked like it was CGI, and it wasn't. And it was just one of those chance encounters. I was driving back from something else I'd done, and I came across this little dip in the road, and I thought, "Wow, that looks fantastic." And it turned out to be fantastic.
It is, yeah. Oh, very much so, yeah.
You know, when I see Mark's videos, I feel like taking all these behind me and just throwing them away because I'm not worthy.
It's true. I've had this conversation today, Marcus. You know, we were talking about sort of filming. I said, but when I create a video, it's just for me. It's like almost like I've been out flying with my drone. I've got some footage. I'll piece it together, put some music to it. That's it. Never much thought goes to it, but I just think I just love to watch other people's videos to see what can be achieved.
Yeah, and we wouldn't achieve it if we didn't have videos like yours showing us how to work these blooming drones. So
yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, because people who are never, you got to think from a perspective of anyone who's never owned a drone before,
Yeah.
thinking, and you know what it's like. You go on a forum and say, "Someone, what drone should I buy?" And before you know it, you've got about
really
25 drones.
Yeah.
So you need to make your own mind up. But the only way you can do that is be persuaded, or rather, educated on
Marcus
what
videos.
Marcus videos. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's just, you know, it's horses for courses, they say. I think.
Well, I'm just going to say this. I wish I had the kind of talent that Mark has to put together that cinematic look. That is just amazing.
I mean, I mean, how did you? It was there something, you know? Did you sort of, how did you start when you first started flying drones? I mean, maybe you just got that artistic bent to you, that you actually look and think, I can just do this, or is it sort of watching other people's videos that inspires you, or?
No, I've always been into photography,
Right.
but until I had a drone, I'd never made a video.
Okay.
So I've had to learn it all, and it's just a matter of looking at something and thinking, if I do that with it, it'll be interesting, hopefully, and then piecing it together to make a story out of it. That's what I try to do. I try to make a story out of it, pick the right music, edit to the music. But even if you look at my first videos, my early videos, they're rubbish. And somebody said, why don't you cut to the music? What, you can do that? Okay.
Yeah.
And then you learn, and then yeah.
And also the conversation was, we were talking about transitions. I mean, I tend to use transitions like they're going out of fashion, whereas most people don't use transitions at all.
Don't need them.
I rarely use transitions.
Well,
the only time I use a transition is if I've got a cut from two pieces that don't match something that's happening with the music or the voice.
Yes.
And then really the only transition I ever use is dip to color to go to black, or a fade. So that's cross fade. Those are the only transitions I ever use. Unless on some of the FPV stuff, it's fun to use the swirls if you're doing, but most of the time, no, just cut to the music, and it's watch the television. The way I always say is watch what the professionals on the television do. Think about how they get you from one place to the other. They don't go whoosh. It's they think about where it's going to cut.
Yeah.
And that's a good adage. So, there's people who do this that are way, way better than me. And just watch the telly, watch films, and see what they do.
So for example, the video we've just watched, I mean, how much footage would you actually use or not, as the case may be? I mean, how much footage did you have? I mean, was that pretty?
How many batches have you got? That'll give you the clue.
Well, that one would have been shot in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, because it's the mist there and the mist gone. As I finished the job, the mist had gone. But I shot something the other week, and I did an hour and a half's worth of footage for a 3-4 minute video.
Yeah.
And I could easily have made a longer video, but people just don't watch them, so there's no point. So 5-6 minutes is about the tops that I'd make.
I think the first mistake that most people make is they think it's going to be a sort of an epic movie. It's an hour and a half long. People watch this, they won't.
Who are you?
Are epic. Don't worry.
Who are you talking about?
But Marcus, the thing is, you're not going to make a 3-minute video of how to fly a bloody movie. right.
Again, watch a country file or a video on animals, and it's very short clips that they use. It's not, a lot of us look at it and go, I've flown that really well, and I've done some beautiful flights. But are people interested in it? No, they need the essence of what you're doing.
Yep. It's always like a CV, isn't it? When you think about it, you can make a CV which is like 3 miles long, but are people really interested? And you want to get to the facts. That's it, done.
Yeah.
And that is a mistake that some people have made in the past, when making videos far too long. Whereas a short video that was about 2.5 minutes or long or whatever, you know, and it's there, isn't it?
3 minutes.
Okay, right. So video number. I can find the right one now, so I've lost it. That was what number was that, Jackie? Was it?
4, you've got number 5 next.
Yeah, that's right. I'm 5 or 6, but yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Lovely photos there.
Yeah,
So,
Magpie
Black and-
Mine's a place I visited the same place, and unfortunately it was pouring down with rain. So unfortunately,
a black and white video. There is not a single piece of movie in that video. Everything is stills.
Photos, but from your
That's all
drone.
stills.
Yeah,
yeah.
Wow.
that was all stills.
So how do you get the movement with that then, Mark?
Ken
All the
Burns
Ken
effect.
Burns effect.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The editor, yeah.
Mm.
Hey, Mark. Mark, I was just looking at your. Okay, yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. Okay. I was just looking at your channel and I was admiring your thumbnails. If it's not a trade secret, is it a template that you use, or how do you put those together? They all look really good, and they grab the eye, and I like the way it's the same pattern on all of them. So when they can easily identify one of your videos.
Yeah, so I've always put a template together, and it's just it's done in Pixelmator, which is the Photoshop equivalent for Macs, and I can just change elements of it, put a new underlay on, change the text. It's simple, but I like to have different colors. I used to have, I don't know whether you remember, I used to have a side slash with the duck,
Right.
and everything looked the same. Now you can see it's a different video, and so I just change the colors and just mix it up a bit so that it looks a bit more dynamic in the channel page.
Yeah, they look great. It really draws the eye.
It's actually, yeah, I was going to say it's attractive to the eye. Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Where's the furthest you've flown from home? Mark? What, another country or?
No, only in the UK. I've done a nice corporate video up in Teesside. I've done some stuff up there. I've also flown down in Plymouth, in the harbour at night. At night, 5 o'clock in the morning. That was quite a nice video. But yeah,
So
I'm spiraling out from home. That's the plan. unless work takes me somewhere.
It's going to hit France.
Okay, right. Well, we've hit that time again, which everyone knows what the time is. And every week Terry says, "I thought you'd forgotten."
No.
Oh, hang on, yeah.
Sorry, Terry. Anyway, so it's this time.
And now it's time for Terry's Joke of the Week.
Terry.
Steve. You're on your way. An inventor of the Harley-Davidson motorcycle, Arthur Davidson, died, went to heaven. At the pearly gates, St. Peter told Arthur, "Since you've been such a good man and your motorcycles have changed the world, your reward is you can hang out with anyone you want to in heaven." Arthur thought about this for a moment and said, I want to hang about with God. St. Peter took Arthur into the throne room and introduced him to God. God recognized Arthur and commented, "Okay, so you were the one who invented the Harley-Davidson motorcycle?" Arthur said, "Yep, that's me." God said, "Well, what's the big deal in inventing something that's pretty unstable, makes noise and pollution, and can't run without a road?" Arthur was apparently embarrassed, but finally he said, "Excuse me, but aren't you the inventor of the woman?" God said, "Yes." "Well," said Arthur, "professional to professional, you have some major design flaws in your invention too. One, too much inconsistency in the front end protrusions. Two, it chatters constantly at high speed. Three, most of the rear ends are too soft and wobble too much. Four, the intake is placed way too close to the exhaust, and the maintenance costs are enormous." "You got some good points there," replied God. "Hold on." God went to his celestial supercomputer, typed in some keywords, and waited for the results. The computer printed out a slip of paper, and God read it Well, he said, it may be true that my invention is flawless, God said to Arthur. But according to these statistics, more men are riding my invention than yours.
Terry's joke of the week.
Touche.
Apologise if it's been read before, or you've read it, or heard it, or I mentioned God.
Do we got
Very good.
Terry, we've got no smiley faces or.
No, there's nothing
Here
on
they
that.
come. Here they
Oh,
come.
there they go. Oh,
That's
no,
right.
I only just heard it. That's why. I only just heard the
You can wait for the time delay.
There we go. There, that's better. That's.
Thank you, Ray.
I
And
get worried
Patrick.
for a minute, Terry. I thought, loads of
Oh,
them.
look at them.
Bring them all in. Come on, just.
Big Rabbit likes it. Caroline likes it.
They're still thinking about the turkey innards.
Yeah, we're not going to forget that.
I've told that to a few people.
Have you?
It's the way you tell them.
Oh, it's the way you tell them.
Okay, let's watch a video.
We saw you.
That was good. A bit close to those wires.
Those wires, I've known about those wires for a while, so it's just not so bad. But that was a mixture of Air 3S and Air 3 and Avata 2. I haven't got an Air 3S.
Yes.
Very nice.
Well,
Mavic 4 coming soon.
yeah, the fall coming soon, indeed, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been you know, what can I say? I mean, obviously, after the show, go and check out Mark's channel if you haven't already done so. Like, subscribe, because the quality is getting better and better and
And
better.
there's just a great variety of videos
Indeed.
on there.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, please check them out. And Mark, thanks for coming back to us again, and no doubt you'll be back on the show before we know it, because you'll have another 6,000 videos out. We can't leave it too long because we've got to keep up with it. Indeed, so yeah. Right, so it's that time of the day. I'm afraid we've got to love you and leave you. And thanks very much for joining us. Yeah, again.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for all the nice comments in the chat.
Well deserved, Mark. Well deserved. I'm sure no one will disagree with that one. But yeah, so we'll be back same time, same channel next week. And I hope you can join us. Have a good week. Whatever you're doing, if you're flying, fly safe. Don't crash drones into things.
Unless you're Jackie.
I try. Yeah, indeed. And we'll see you all again next week.
Yep.
Bye bye, Aaron.
Bye bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Night all.